Hello, welcome back everybody. FSN 2025, it is week number 7. We have 6 weeks in the books. We are getting into the thick of it now. In black and blue, we are starting to see the divisions come into focus as some teams start to separate themselves from the pack. Well, that is not the case in Beggars and Bitches, with only one team being more than one game out of first place in the entirety of Beggars and Bitches. So let's bring up the standings and take a look at those right now. As always, starting in black and blue, where we have a running late and Nose Foam at 5-1. Nose Foam surging ahead with a 3-game winning streak currently. Funk and Groovins behind them at 4-2. Pimp Sobs 1 game out of third place at 3-3. Powder 2-4, and Miller Time in last place at 1-5. Then jumping over to the blue side of things, Show Me Your TDs 5-1 in sole possession of first place, also on a 3-game winning streak. Behind him, Polkai at 4-2, followed by Colonel Angus in sole possession at third place. Behind him, Black Dogs Matter coming in at 2-4. And finally, Slangin' Ass Ninjas and Schlockhawk tied for last place at 1-5. Now let's go ahead and bring up Beggars and Bitches, starting in the Beggars division, where after Panty Raid went on a 3-game winning streak and Running Late went on a 4-game winning streak of their own, we now have a 3-way tie for first place between Swollen, Panty Raiders, Running Late, all sitting at 4-2. Behind him, America and Knuckles Deep tied at 3-3, and Scissor Me Timbers in last place at 2-4. And in the Bitches division, after Shit Kickers put a 3-game losing streak on the board, we now have a 4-way tie for first place. Shit Kickers, Belligerents, Potentaries, and Doc Fuzz all sitting at 3-3. Behind them, Chumbait and Dick Insider are tied for last place at 2-4. So, it is anybody's division there still, for sure. Now, as we get into the heart of the season, FSN has decided that we should go ahead and recognize some of our owners for their achievements, both good and bad. So, let me present to you the Mid-Season FSN Awards. Our first award today is the Whoopin' Post Award. This award goes to the team owner that everyone loves to pick on, the Jonathan Martin of our leagues. First nominee for the Whoopin' Post Award, Schlockhawk, with a league low 482 points and only 1 win. Brad has been taking some epic beatings this year. The second nominee is Slangin' Ass Ninjas, yet to eclipse 100 points in any game so far this season. My only victory is against our first nominee, Brad. And the winner is Dick Insider with a league low 641 points for and a league high 812 points against. With numbers like that, Fred has taken some of the best whoopings of the year, including a Week 2 massacre where Ryan beat Fred 149-66, an 83-point deficit. It's actually nothing short of a miracle that Fred has 2 wins and is currently sitting only 1 game out of first place. Now, our next award is the Bench Rider Award, when you play all the wrong people at all the wrong times. Our first nominee is Swollen with a whopping 235 bench points. He could have had a W week 4 with his best lineup, opting for Caleb Williams over the great Patrick Mahomes. And the next nominee is me. In Beggars and Bitches, I am number 4 in bench points, right behind Dale with 226. I could have got an extra win week 5, but I went ahead and benched Baker and put in Justin Herbert, which cost me the game. On top of that, I could have got a win week 1 and week 2 in black and blue with my best lineup. And the winner of the Bench Rider Award is Knuckles Deep. While Zach may not have the most bench points out there, he could have secured a victory week 1 had he played rookie sensation Tyler Warren over Colston Loveland, or played Travion Henderson over Xavier Worthy. Fast forward to week 4, Zach lost by 5 points. Again, had he played Travion Henderson over basically anyone on his roster, he would have won that game. Now, our next award is the High Wire Act. Not necessarily the best waiver wire moves, but the most impactful waiver wire moves will help you to win this award. And the nominees are Panty Raiders. After week 3, Dax was sitting at 1-2. He hit the waiver wire and picked up Seahawks quarterback Sam Darnold. Since then, Darnold has scored 85 fantasy points in 3 weeks and led Daxon on a 3-game winning streak. And our next nominee, Zach and Dan, for picking up Rachaad White in the respective leagues. With 3 TDs in 2 weeks and the PPR bonus of being involved in the passing game, White has been one of the best since Zach and Dan acquired him. And our final nominee, Carl and Cody, each picking up Rico Dowdle. Dowdle has racked up a whopping 389 yards rushing and a TD in 2 weeks. Add in his 7 catches for 84 yards and a receiving touchdown, and he has been playing like a fantasy all-star. And the winner of the High Wire Award is Colonel Angus. After Rachaad White's first touchdown in week 2, Todd picked him up off the waiver wire and stashed him on the bench. About 2 weeks later, he dropped him, and Zach scooped him up off the waiver wire the following evening. Since then, Zach has surged to the head of his division thanks in a large part to White's 33 points in 2 weeks. Our final award today is the Choke Artist Award. This award goes to the team that had everything going for them and then flushed it down the toilet. And the first nominee, Scissor Me Timbers. After 2 weeks, Dan saw himself number 3 in scoring. Since then, he has slid to 3rd from last in scoring, securing only 1 victory during that period. The next nominee, Shit Kickers. After a 3-0 start, Ryan got overconfident and did an abrupt 180, losing his next 3 games. He is currently on a 3-game losing streak. And the winner of the Choke Artist Award is Black Dongs Matter. After a hard-fought win week 1 against Todd, Jeff kicked the shit out of Brad in week 2. Week 3, he made a critical lineup error, putting Mark Andrews and his 23 points on the bench. He lost by just 10 points that week and took his first loss. Since then, he has not won a game, currently on a 4-game losing streak. Congratulations to all the FSN Mid-Season Award winners. Now, before we go, I wanted to talk about something. I don't know about you guys, but for me, sometimes it feels like the fantasy gods are against me, almost like I'm cursed. And everybody knows the only way to get rid of a fantasy curse is to pass it along to someone else. So I went ahead this week and made a fantasy curse wheel right here, and I took the top 3 teams from each division and put their names around the circle. And what we're going to do is we're going to spin this wheel each and every week, and I'm going to take my black and blue curse and pass it along to one of you. So let's go ahead and give it a spin and see who its first victim is. Swollen Dale, you are going down. I don't know how this curse will hit you, but it will hit you. So sorry about that. That's the way it goes. Thanks for joining us, everybody. And that was our show. As always, good luck, losers.